All right, I want to bring on Sean Anstey. Sean Anstey has been on the program a number of times. He is our resident technology expert here on the show. And I don't think he came on there knowing that he was going to do that, but that's how he ended up. He, of course, is the president of Cloud Data Corporation. The parent corporation is Microelectronics Technology, stock symbol MELY. And he's the only guy that in the 16 years of this program has successfully identified what a cloud is. Sean Anstey. Sean, what's up, brother? Good to talk to you, man. There he goes. Hang on, Sean. I had you muted. There you go. Hey, buddy. How are you? I got
Great.
you.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, listen, I sent people to melylanding.com. There's a lot of information on microelectronics technology there. So, folks, I want you to check that out, melylanding.com. I'm also going to put it out on Twitter at Big Biz Radio. So if you follow me on Twitter, my stock picks are up 61% last year. I'm up 41% this year. Look at Big Biz Radio for your stock picks every week. But I'll put out their website on melylanding.com. Speaking of Twitter, I want to start with that. You guys have a new Twitter feed that's happening. It's Dynamo Servers. When does that go live, or is it already live?
It is already live, and we're just started. We made our first tweet not too long ago. We've got a number of followers on there, and we're certainly going to be updating company progress. And I'm going to be putting some articles on what the cloud is and some articles people can actually learn from, not just business stuff on there as well. So
good. You talk about and Dynamo Servers, by the way, at Dynamo Servers. Follow them on Twitter. Powerful, dedicated cloud servers is what that's called. So let's talk about that a little bit. We need to identify this each and every time just because you're so good at it, Sean. Tell folks again your definition of what the cloud and the cloud market is.
Sure. Well, the cloud market is essentially anything you can compute on that is not on your computer, that is on the internet. And as we tell people a lot of times, if you're on Gmail, you are on cloud computing. You are on the cloud. Yeah,
I think that was one of the best. That was one of the best examples you gave. I don't think people understood, just by nature of checking your mail on a web-based mail program. That's a cloud. That's a cloud program, right?
Absolutely, and one of the reasons Gmail is so popular is because of its cloud. It's easy. You can get to any computer. You don't need a lot of software. You need a browser, a username and password, and you can get your information.
Sean, one of the numbers you gave us last time is and I can tell you as an ex-venture capital guy, I can tell you that if people ever pitch a deal, about the second thing they ask you is how big the market size is. About the fourth thing they ask you is what it is that you do. But the cloud computing market now is we're closing in on a $250 billion. We're at 241 billion.
241 billion forecast and growing very quickly, and that number may be surpassed. So it's an absolutely huge market in terms of where it's going and continuing to grow at breakneck speed. So, and
as that market grows, the cloud needs companies like Cloud Data Corporation. And
absolutely, we need companies like Cloud Data Corp and our Sprock and Dynamo server lines.
Yeah. So before we get to the Sprock and Dynamo servers, and I also want to talk about a press release that came out from a company called CoLogic. I want to talk about exactly what it is that Cloud Data does, because I got I continually get emails every time you're on the air. You do such a great job at talking about what cloud computing is. Let's break it down more specifically about what Cloud Data does. You guys, I guess the best explanation I can come up with, you are the cutting edge cloud application hosting company. Is that about right?
That's correct. That's what we build ourselves up, and we're working very hard towards. We allow small and medium-sized companies to get on the cloud and compete in a much bigger arena. We provide the infrastructure, and they can scale up seamlessly and without having to come up with a large amount of capital up front. And we grow with them as they become successful with their applications that are deployed. So,
in other words, if a company wants to deploy cloud technology, they've got two options. One option is to go raise a bunch of money, go spend a bunch of money, and build their own infrastructure, which along with that comes with labor and tech people that can manage that cloud. The other option is to go to a company like Cloud Data Corporation, correct?
That's correct.
And you have it in place already, right?
Yeah, that's correct. We have the infrastructure in place. We have the know-how. We have the knowledge. We have additional software coming down the line very quickly here to make it very easy for these companies to focus on what they do best, and that's development and selling their product.
A couple of websites I want to point out to our listeners and viewers: clouddatacorp.com. There's a lot of information there. It's basically just on Cloud Data Corp. Also about Microelectronics Technologies, the parent company. It's a publicly traded company. You can go to melylanding.com for more information on the parent company. When we come back with Sean after the break, there's so much stuff that's happened in the last week or so since we've talked to them. We had a vacation week last week. You've expanded your human capital. I want to talk about Sprock.com. I want to talk about the press release that CoLogic did. That's all coming up after the break. Sean Anstey is our guest. He is the president of Cloud Data Corporation. Once again, the parent company is Microelectronics Technology. That stock symbol is MELY. And if you want information on the parent company, pretty simple. All you got to do is go to MELYlanding.com. Morris Sean. He's a geek, but you know what? We love him because he can explain it in terms that me and even Curtis Matovich can understand, our assistant director. Their stock symbol, MELY. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. Coming back after the break. Okay, real quick visit to the numbers and back to Sean Anstey, president of Cloud Data Corporation, whose parent company is Microelectronics Technology, stock symbol MELY. For more information on MELY, go to MELYlanding.com, MELYlanding.com. Amazon has hit an all-time high, by the way. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. Dow Jones up 233 points at 13,280. Wow. NASDAQ up 65 at 3134. S&P up 28. All that on Europe and jobs. Imagine that. Jobs report was up on the day Obama's going to speak at the DNC. No conspiracy theory here. I'm just saying. We'll be discussing that tonight on the Coalition. If you want to join me on my local show that broadcasts here in San Diego, Los Angeles, and as far east as Yuma. By the way, up for Talk Show of the Year by the LA and San Diego Press Club Awards. Check us out. Just go to coalitionradio.net. In the meantime, Sean Anstey is with us. Sean is the president, as I said, of Cloud Data Corporation. Sean, real quickly before we move on to what you guys have done in the last couple of weeks, I did get an email last time to have us re-clarify the importance of you folks being in Vancouver and near Seattle. You talked about that the first week you were on. Explain that again. That's a very important delineation for you folks. The fact that you guys are based in Vancouver and close to Seattle. You want to explain that one again for us?
Sure, definitely. Well, Vancouver is an important area for us. There's a great programming community here that we've been able to tap into. We've expanded our team with that. There's also a real business need here with our research telling us that there's a lot of sales that we can get here, and we've already been locking some in. So we're really close to Seattle, which is obviously a major market for a few technology companies we may have heard of by the name of Microsoft and Amazon.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go. Amazon in the news today.
Yeah, exactly. 25% of the world's internet goes through Seattle and the Northwest Hub. So
you're right.
It's a great area for us to be branching out from.
And it's a good place for sales for you guys. You mentioned a couple weeks ago that you were going to expand your programming team and human capital. How's that going for you?
It's going fantastic. We've had our sights on a number of individuals. We've successfully landed. We're not interested in hiring just anybody. We have very specific requirements. We want excellent people, excellent team we can really rely on. And we went aggressively after a number of individuals who met those requirements, who were on our hit list, and we've successfully landed them. So we're very happy with that.
Good stuff. I want to talk about continuing your development of Sprock service. We haven't talked a lot about that in the past. I want folks, listeners and viewers, go to sprock.com, SPROQ.com. It's a cloud application hosting with scalable web sprockets. Explain that for us, Sean.
Sure. Well, Sprock is really, it's the up-and-coming jewel in our crown, and it's built off our Dynamo servers infrastructure that requires servers. And it's a next-generation application hosting. What does that mean for companies? It really means that they can get into our infrastructure and they can have automatic growth and load scaling and focus on deploying their services and selling their software to individuals via the cloud.
When you talk about automatic load scaling, can you define that for us?
Sure. Well, let's say you start with customer 1, but suddenly you go to customer 100,000 in short order. Well, in the past, you'd have to go out there and buy a ton of servers very quickly and try to find a way to ramp up without falling apart. Or with a Sprock infrastructure, you can scale up as you need it on the fly, and you pay only for what you use. So you actually have a very, very dynamic, very scalable system. And our system has a few extra things in it for the development teams of these companies that allows them to deploy their application very quickly and have some source control and so forth. And that actually is very, very appealing for these companies.
The other issue, too, is no longer will you need to buy and configure servers and operating systems because you have it all in one place, correct?
That's exactly right. And you can scale it across multiple data centers. We mentioned in the past we have Chicago coming on stream, and certainly with our Nicologics we'll mention we're going to be expanding other places as well. So you'll be able to take advantage of geodiversity amongst data centers.
One of the issues that we did talk about in the past with cloud data as a whole, and now of course with Sprock, is the pay as the pay as you go. You pay only for what you use, and you've added another component to that. You only pay if your site's busy. Explain that one for me.
Well, one of the things is we want to get customers in the door, and we know that the cloud market is where everybody's going, and so we know that people are going to be busy. It's not really a question of whether they will or won't. Some will be busier than others, but it's a question of using that as a way to get the initial customers in and grow with them, because some of these applications are going to be quite huge, use a lot of bandwidth, a lot of horsepower, and we'll be able to grow right along with them.
All right. So real quickly, just to review a couple of things, folks, their new Twitter handle for cloud data services, go to Dynamo Servers. So follow them on Twitter at Dynamo Servers. I'll be putting that out on Twitter, and we can also put that up on the website. You can go to melylanding.com to find out about the parent company, Microelectronics Technology Company, melylanding.com, and then of course what we just talked about is Sprock Service, SPROQ.com. Sprock.com. Last of all, I read a great press release about you guys. Cologix did a PR about Cloud Data Corp as an up-and-coming cloud technology company. Cologix is a big company. Tell me about the press release.
Yeah, that was fantastic. They came to us. They approached us. We are a customer of Cologix in Vancouver and hopefully a few of their other data centers. They approached us, and we were thrilled that they chose us out of their large number of customers. We're the kind of customer that they want. They know we're going to need a lot of space, a lot of bandwidth, and their facilities are built for what we for really the upcoming cloud where it's going to go. So we're
Cologix is a massive company, and boy, what a great credibility plug for you guys, and just some more confidence that you guys are the up and comer that we think you are. Once again, stock symbol MELY. That would stand for Microelectronics Technology. They are the parent company of Cloud Data Corporation. You can go to clouddatacorp.com and find out about that. For more information on MELY, they'll go to melylanding.com.